Hello and welcome to another video, and welcome to my studio garage setup. Today I'm going to make a short commercial ad thing, just a personal project, nothing sponsored or for a customer, just for myself, for my portfolio work, just messing around a bit. So it's going to be free format, no storyboard or whatsoever. And I'm gonna take you with me to the behind the scenes for this type of setup, type of video, and I'm gonna show you how I do that. So yeah, let's get started. First of all, we're going to pick a background color for our setup. I recently got a whole bunch of Savage colors. I don't think this red is going to work for me. It's supposed to be a light and refreshing beer, ideal for the summertime. I think the yellow, it will fade too much into the background, so I don't want that. The pink doesn't really work for me, so I think I'll go with the blue. And yeah, maybe really light that well, so it's a bit lighter than as you can see now. And the green would also work, but I think I prefer the blue for that. I bought this whole roll of Velcro, and it's really nice to keep your paper rolls together. I just cut strips of it and I place it on each roll. So I often like to work with a seamless background, so that's a curvature in the back of 90 degrees. And I use this method to make sure that my background is straight to the table. I try to make it as flush as possible on this side in comparison to the paper. But when I pull this down now, I can use this tape to make sure that it's flush on all three sides. Let's see if I can do this with a camera in my hand. And I just fold it over. In this way you can make sure that it's all flush and you have a nice line, and that should be it. And this side. Now it's too stretched, so I'm just gonna give it some slack over here. Just until where the table ends. And it should give me a nice blue background. And I put one clamp on there so that it won't roll on me. And that's how I set up my backgrounds. Now, there might be some thinking about why I already took these out of the fridge. Because as you can see now, there's this moisture on it, and it's just from being cold. And I don't want that in my shoot. If I place it on paper now, it's going to create these rings on it because of the moisture. And I'm going to fake the moisture, which is more controllable with some, water and glycerin. This creates very nice droplets and you don't have to keep it cold. So that's why these are out of the fridge now. So I have two cans to work with. And I'm going to fake the moisture on it later. Well, fake, there will be water and glycerin on it, but that's how I like to do it. That's how you get very nice droplets and you can get a consistent look in your videos, because this, after the can heats up, will just disappear. So just a little trick. you can see how it turns out later. So just wanted to mention that. Now, because I don't have a storyboard, I don't really have any idea of what I should shoot now. But I like to open with a sort of a hero shot. So I'm going to use this turntable. This is a shot which I also recently used in some other video. I'll show it now. So I'm basically going to recreate that, just it's a different can, it's a larger can, so I'm going to see how that goes. And I use this small tiny turntable for that. I got this one off Amazon, I think. It's made in China. It's definitely not a high quality one, and it stutters on me quite a lot, especially when I place a full bottle on it. And I use my power bank. This is my Anker power bank to power this one. So I just will have it here on the side. And this is a turntable that can turn left and right, and I think it's about 30 seconds until a full rotation. No app controls, nothing. So I'm still looking to upgrade that somehow later into something more advanced, something more versatile, so that I don't have to manually control or wait 30 seconds every time I miss my shot or want to do something over. So yeah, I'm going to set it up now. I don't want to place this can straight on this. It's hard to find the center on this, and if you're just a little off, it will make sort of an oval instead of a circle. So that's also something to keep in mind. And I don't know if this is visible, but if I move it over, this whole side tips. So it's definitely not the most sturdy or reliable turntable thing, but it works, so that's fine for now. And I use something to prop the can up, because if we're going to shoot like this for sort of a hero shot, I want to have this one completely on the blue background over there, and I need something easier to cut out, because with this I have a dark reflection on the bottom of the can which I cannot use, and it's very hard to edit out. And if I prop this up with, for example, let's take this glycerin bottle. I don't want to place that on the paper now. And this should be way easier to cut out because it's on the bottom of the can and only on the inside. So this should be able to work for a hero shot. And that's how I prop it up at this moment. But because it's a wobbly turntable, I have to watch out that the can doesn't fall, that it stays center, and so on. But yeah. So for now, let's start taking a hero shot. Let's see how that goes. There's a lot of things that I forget to mention these days, because I don't really have a format for these videos. But also at this moment, when taking this hero shot, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. I still like to shoot horizontally, so like this, but this is a 16:9 ratio, or I'll just shoot 4K. But nowadays on social media it's 16:9 vertically, so that's why I want to leave more room than usually, just to get the possibility to cut in or crop horizontally and vertically. I lose some resolution and some quality, but the versatility makes it usable for both conditions, and that's what works for me. I reuse my clips on social media like Instagram and TikTok, but my main goal is just high quality 4K 16:9 cinematic shots. So I just want to mention that, if you're questioning why I shoot the way I shoot. And yeah, it's really awkward. It's an awkward time, I think, now with all the video setup being horizontally and new social media standards. 16:9 vertically. It's just, I don't want to shoot everything twice in 2 different formats or directions, positions. And yeah, I still decide to shoot horizontally at this moment. It might change, I don't know where it will go, but I reuse those clips for my social media. It's just, sometimes it's a bit more awkwardly cropped that way, but I hope it still conveys the message the same. That's it. That's what I wanted to mention for now. Let's continue with our hero shot. First I'm going to switch lenses now. Okay, so I've got my trusty macro lens here. This is the Nikon 105mm 2.8G. So I like to use this lens a lot, just because it's a macro lens, so I get very high quality, crisp shots, and I really like how macro looks. It's just more, my style, what I like. And I'm also using the Adobe Ninja 5 as a external monitor, and I record everything to a hard drive straight away, so I get the highest quality out of my camera. Alright, so I have my camera setup ready now. I have the general shot lined up. Here I can see if my camera is level with the green line indicator. So I see that my bottle itself is tilted. And that's because of my janky setup over there at this moment. But yeah, this is the 105 macro. It's a 105, so I have to move my camera closer or further away, depending on how I want it to look. And this is sort of center, should be fine. I have enough room for a vertical and a horizontal shot to crop into. Now for my lighting, that should be enough also. And now is the moment that I'm going to set up my lights, so that the subject or the can is properly lit. I'm going to use this Godox SL60W as my main light. I'm going to move it closer. And let me check the highlights. It's a bit too much on the center. I want to try and keep the main logo cleared a bit more. I don't want a harsh highlight so that you can't read anything anymore. That's a bit better. Now I also have to keep in mind the reflections of the can. It's still wet, so I still have to clean it up. And it's not glass, because glass gets reflections from everywhere. My main light has to be shut off still. Let's see. This still looks fine. Now I'm going to also place a light on this side, just to kick it up a bit. Give it a bit of a highlight, and I need to use my non-light Avo tube for that. This might be a bit too warm. This bit warmer light on this side. Let's see what that does. It's a bit too much at this moment, but it's getting where I want it to be. So I'm going to continue placing this as I want it to, and we'll continue from there. So So I was just cleaning up the cans and I noticed that there are two, what do you call it, dimples? The two places here in the white part where the can has been tagged by something. So I changed my can for the other one, so I cleaned up both, and this is going to be the front shot. And now I have to clean it again because my fingers are still hotter than the can. It's not at room temperature yet, but this is going to be the final setup for the hero shot, I think. Let's balance that one. Okay. So I have the can here with my main highlights in the center, second highlight on the side, and I use the white bounce card to bounce some light into this area. Now let's start taking our hero shot. I'm going to hook up the power bank and make it rotate either side. It doesn't really matter. You can always reverse the frame. So yeah, I use 3 lights for this. Godox SL60W, Godox SL60W, Nanlite PowerTube 26C, and the bounce card. And that's it. And I really love this Nanlite softbox. So yeah, let's start shooting. Okay, so that was it for the first shot. Yeah, this is when it is spinning. I like to use my focus peaking. It's this one. It shows red lines on the display to see what is in focus. It's really useful, especially with manual focus lenses. You can just see where your focus is. And yeah, I got my first shot. I don't know if it's visible here, but the can is definitely wobbling on the plate and is getting more unstable the more it turns. So I'm going to cut it off now, and we have our first clip. So yeah, now let's move on to the next one. When using what to shoot next, I also try to keep in mind what setup I have going on right now. Let's unplug this one. So I'm going to do some close-up shots now because I still have the macro lens on it. So we're going to place some glycerin on the can and just take some close-up shots of the can with some nice droplets on it. So that's going to be the next shot. Now I have my glycerin water bottle over here, and I placed the can on the ground with some cloth under it because it's really a sticky substance that it's annoying when it gets on your hands and on the ground and just everywhere. And it should be enough, I think. I don't want any running droplets. Maybe one more over there. Yes. It's a bit hard to aim with a camera in my hand. Okay. And on the top, of course. Yes. Now I'm going to take the can and just place it over there straight on the turning table thingy. And we'll continue from there. So now we are at the fun part, and this is where the macro lens really comes in good. And these are the shots that I really like to make. So I just have it set up now with the light a bit closer and nice contrast on the droplets. So I'm going to make this one spin. Let's see where we are with the focus. Try to get my focus line just in the center. I'm going to wait for this label to pass and then I start it. Just going to let it continue now, with maybe I can use this one as well, but we'll see. Okay, that should be fine. And now I'll just continue setting up some different macro angles just to get the main label. I have that now. I want the Radler, the 0.0 and the Lemon. I want to highlight those as well because those are features of this product. And I'm going to do that now with the macro lens, just to have a variety of shots to work with. I have my close-up shots now. It's looking nice and crisp. Nice droplets, and I think I have enough. I have several features and text that support the product, tell what it is, yeah, to make it clear to the consumer, probably. So now I'm thinking about what else can I do to enhance that story, and the quote on there is double refreshing. So the droplets already speak to that. There's lemon flavor in it, so I might want to cut up a lemon, try to do some lemon shots. So I think I'm going to take some lemon slices, maybe drop them into water, but I don't know if I want to make a mess today. And I haven't really done that before, so might be a nice try exercise thing to do that. And I maybe want to have a can opening shot and a pouring shot of the liquid that's inside the can. That also gives it a strong visual representation of the product itself, how it looks like and what the consumer can expect. That's something that I always strive for. Just make sure you showcase everything they get. If you only shoot a closed bottle, they don't know how it looks like when it's out of the bottle. So yeah. So yeah, let's continue with that. Alright, so we just had a lunch break and I'm going to continue now. I got a few pieces of lime and the skewer to put them on. And I just wanted to show you this. This is the real difference between just using water or water with glycerin. All the droplets are still nicely in place, nothing dripped, and it's still all on the can. So yeah, that's why I use water and glycerin together. So yeah, we're now going to take some shots from slices. I'm going to prop them up, put them on the spin thingy, lazy Susan or whatever it is. And yeah, I just want some 360 shots from the limes. I have 2 slices to have a bit of different look. And I might want to splash those with the water and the glycerin as well, to just give them some refreshing droplets. And yeah, then I can use those. I'm just going to shoot them on the blue background. If you're familiar with green screens, blue screens work the same. So you can key it out, so you would just have the lime left. That's ideally what I'm going for. So then I can edit them however much I want them in my video, behind the can, spinning around, and so on. So for now, 2 shots, 2 slices of lime, maybe 4 shots, 2 without the droplets and 2 with the droplets. Yeah. I also got some blue tape, which I'm going to add to the skewer so that it's easier to mask and fade out into the background. The most important part is the top part, that's near the lime. now I'm going to do a can opening shot, and I'm going to add the microphone. This is the Rode Video Mic Go 2 to my setup here, so that I get the audio from opening the can. And I might have to use the other can because I was just seeing if I could even grab below it, and it already depressurized the can a little bit. So I might have to take the other can for this shot. But we'll see what we get out of this. Otherwise we have 2 tries now, so it should be fine. And I also sprayed some glycerin and water on top, just to give it a little bit extra refreshing look, with just a few small droplets on top of the can, like it's still very cold. Alright, so because the can was depressurized enough, it didn't make that nice release sound, so I'm going to do that over again with the other can, which I have here. So let's put some water and glycerin on it and do that shot again. The only problem is now that I have to drink 2 of these, but yeah. So the next shot is going to be a pouring shot, and I got myself a glass I have here, and on the camera I focused just barely on the rim of the glass. Let's make sure we can see that. So I just have the rim of the glass in the shot, and it's mainly going to be about the can and the fluid pouring out of it. So I try to focus on this line passing the glass, and if I pour from the side, I know that this will be in focus with my manual focus set on the camera. And that's going to be the next shot. So yeah, let's do that. And I think I'm going to place a light over here just to backlight it a little bit, so you get a nice vibrant stream of liquid. It really would have helped if I was recording on that one. So I'm going to do that shot over now. I have it in 4K 30 frames already, but now I want to do the same shot in slow motion. So I'm going to drain the glass, put it back into the can and do it in slow-mo, so I can get a nice fluid pour into the glass. So I just thought of another shot, and that's going to be a close-up of filling the glass, but with the bubbles and the foam rising into the glass this time. So I'm going to do that now. Same setup, just very close up, and yeah. I'm using the other can now that still has carbonation in it, so I really get some nice bubbles going on. I just have to make sure that I have the focus on the proper distance now, and this is the tricky part. Now while I have this nice crown on it, I'm going to try to make a hero shot just as a final result. Can next to the glass, and yeah. Let's plug this one back in. Make sure that I'm off of slow-mo. Have to be quick because my camera battery is dying. to go back even further. Now the only problem is that my foam is gone. Let's see if I can do something about that. Now I have to be quick. So that last one didn't really go as planned. Yeah, the foam kept disappearing and it spilled over in the last shot. The can's empty now, and what I'm doing is I put that leg, I take it in and I tilt the camera completely, so you get sort of a pulling shot or slider shot without having a slider. I try to come in from the top and go down then. I'll show you here. This is where yes. The wobbly part is where I put the leg up. And I try to do these nice smooth shots to make it sort of a hero shot where the product ends in the center of the screen. And that's it. So I think we have all our shots now with our random mess all over the place. I'm going to clean up here a bit so we can move freely throughout our garage, and yeah, then I'm going to go into the computer and try to make something out of it in Premiere. So I'll see you there. So here we are in the final steps of the video process, and that's the editing. I always edit my videos in Adobe Premiere Pro, and for this short video I edited my clips in chronological order. So starting with the initial hero shot, working back towards the final shot. I also try not to place two types of the same shots next to each other. So to label close-ups with droplets will be separated with a different style shot in between. One of my weaknesses is still transitions, but I go for something that looks good to me. Nothing fancy at this moment, and it's something I'm still working on. So yeah. When going through each shot, I try to balance the brightness and general colors when working on the clips at that moment. And in the end, I do a final scroll through every clip to add minor tweaks to really give it the final and cohesive look and feel that I want. Because of my wobbly turntable, I had to do a lot of masking and quite some fixing to do to some shots, but they came out decent enough, I think. After every video clip is where I want it to be, then I start adding the audio. And for this I used Envato Elements for my music. This is my first stock content platform. I've been using it for a week and I really love it. By far the best value for money out there that I could find. And I'll place a link down below for you if you want to check it out. So after adding and fixing my own audio clips that I made from opening the can and the pouring shots, then adding the music from Envato, this is the final result. This has become quite the extensive video. The whole editing process took about 4.5 hours. That's basically due to a lot of masking and especially those lemon shots. Cost me a lot of time, but it's also for me still a learning process. I learn new stuff every day and I'm just really going to look for a less wobbly turntable. That will save me a lot of time in the future. But yeah, let me know what you think, or if you have any questions in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to get notified of my future content. Thank you very much for watching and have a very nice day.